Welcome back to the Single Dad Online YouTube channel, Online Dad, and I am the Online Dad. Well, Halloween is over. We're in the middle of November. Many of you are experiencing parent-teacher conferences with your kids for the first time this year. The leaves are just about done falling. It's getting colder out, and yeah, some of us have even had some snow. You have to be living under a rock not to notice that the malls, the stores, the internet are all getting ready and geared up for the holidays, and many of that have been decorated since probably the 1st of October. And the Hallmark Channel is in full Christmas mode with their Christmas movies, I think, started 6 months ago. And I'm being a little sarcastic, but yes. And here in Chicago, 93.9 started their Christmas music yesterday. So it's in our face that the holiday season is coming, and before you know it, it's going to be here. All right. The holiday season for single-parent families can be some of the most emotional and the roughest out of any other time during the course of a calendar year. Because the holidays represent family being together, and now that's going to change or has changed. So whether this is your first holiday season as a single dad, or you're working on your second or third, have been doing it a while, depending on how you're handling it, you might want to be open to consider some things coming up over the next several weeks. So I'm going to take this next several videos between now and New Year's to talk about specific things on the holiday season, some strategies that you can do to try and make the holiday season a little bit more enjoyable, not only for yourself, but for your kids as well. The divorce decree spells it out. This is what is going to happen over the holiday season. This is your visitation schedule. And I will say to you, what looks good on paper doesn't always look good in practice. And I'm asking both the single moms and the single dads to work together to come up with a schedule that works best for your children. Not necessarily you, best for your children. Okay? The environment is the byproduct of the divorce, the byproduct of a mom or dad dying, the byproduct of a parent getting deployed or incarcerated. So we need to be extra sensitive to your children. The grieving process doesn't stop at the holiday season and pick up again starting with the new year. And that also tends to throw an emotional roller coaster in with the season as well. So between now and New Year's, I'm going to put several videos together to help single dads be a little bit more proactive and try and create a new family dynamic that ultimately becomes a little bit more enjoyable for the entire family. So the first thing I want to talk about is traditions. We all have our traditions that we had growing up. We probably incorporated many, if not all those traditions when we got married and we started a family. Now that the Christmases and the Thanksgivings are going to be separated in two different households, now it's time to see if we can incorporate some new traditions. Thanksgiving is the first holiday that's coming up. Maybe that tradition is that you celebrate Thanksgiving not maybe on the day of the holiday, maybe on the next day of the holiday. Maybe if you've never cooked before and you've always gone to grandma or grandpa's or gone to an aunt or uncle's or a brother's house, maybe you invite them over for Thanksgiving instead, starting that new tradition. If you find yourself alone at any point in time during the holiday season, invite yourself over. Your friends, your family know that you're a single dad, and they know that you may be alone or may not have somebody with you for that holiday season. Give them a call. I can almost guarantee you, you probably have been invited to multiple places, either for Thanksgiving or the Christmas holidays, because they know that you're probably going to spend some time alone. And even if you have your kids, I can almost guarantee they'll say, bring the kids. So start those new traditions. If you've never had a live Christmas tree before, maybe the new tradition is to get a live Christmas tree. If you've always had a live Christmas tree but never went and chopped one down at a Christmas tree farm, maybe you do that. A lot of these Christmas tree farms around, it's a great day. Hot chocolate, you go out there and search for the trees. Some people allow you to bring your dogs. Santa's hauling the trees back so they can get shaken and put on your car. It's a lot of fun. So maybe consider that as well. For me, growing up in the 1970s as in a single parent environment, my parents did the best they could with what they had because society really wasn't well equipped of how to handle two-parent households. So my brothers and I found myself going to multiple houses for Thanksgiving, multiple houses for Christmas. And while we may as young kids thought that, hey, great, we get to see all these family members, time was cut short. We never spent any one holiday longer than about 4, maybe 5 hours before we went to the next one. Where maybe before that, you're with one family all day or with other family members or friends for the whole day, and you get split up. Those new traditions, if you find yourself alone, go volunteer at a food pantry or hand out meals to the homeless, and maybe include your kids on that. Maybe before you sit down for your meal, you're going to go run over to the local food pantry or the local soup kitchen and help out and volunteer some time. So you want to create some of those new traditions. For my son, I found when his mom had to move out of state, that the Christmas season was going to be a little bumpy because she lived about 6 hours away, knowing that at some point in time, some Christmas is going to be sacrificed. And it took a lot of discussion, but we finally figured out that my son and I created a new tradition for ourselves, that I would leave the tree up, all the presents under the tree, until he returned from his mom. So that meant sometimes that I would celebrate Christmas after Christmas. Sometimes it might be right after New Year's, but I promised him that I would leave the tree up, the presents under the tree, until we were able to celebrate that holiday together. That was one of our new traditions there. So think about that. I'm open to your emails of traditions, new traditions that you created that have worked for you. But we want to work together to find that middle ground to celebrate the holidays so everybody tries to have an enjoyable time. Is it what we want? Is it ideal? Of course not. But change is inevitable. Growth is optional. And we have to grow with this, and we have to learn to assimilate it into our new structure. So think about traditions, right? Remember, it's not about the quantity of time, it's about the quality of time. And you're going to hear that a lot, and you may have heard it already, and you may be sick of hearing about it. I want to see my kids. But to see your kids with the frequency that you had while you were married may not be realistic now. So with that being said, is it going to hurt? Yes. Do you find yourself crying yourself to sleep sometimes? Absolutely. Might even find yourself having a little too much to drink because you're feeling sorry for yourself. The pity pot, there's nothing wrong with that. But when the pity pot dominates your life, then it becomes a problem. So it's time to pick yourself back up, brush yourself off. There's nothing wrong with grieving. I'm not saying don't do it. But you have to put on that game face and pick yourself up as the adult, as the parent, and make these things happen. The kids are looking to you to make the holidays enjoyable, and that's just it. We're parents. It's our job. So think about some new traditions. I'm sure the internet is full of ideas that you can use. By all means, email me if you've got some traditions that had worked for you when you became a single dad. Send them off to me. Click that subscribe button too so you can get these videos between now and the end of the holiday season. All right, remember, your kids love you unconditionally. It's not about you, it's about your kids. They want to be with you. They love you unconditionally. So if you don't have your kids today, give them a call, give them a text, give them an email, give them a shout out to tell them that you love them and you're thinking about them today. And if you're with your kids today, make it a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.